Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Nick the Brave Chemo Kitties and Canines podcast. I'm your host, Nick the Brave. As someone battling cancer, I know how important it is to stay positive in the rough times. This is the only podcast that looks at the heroes behind the scene who help people that need it the most. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nick the Brave Chemo Kitties and Canines podcast. I'm your host, Nick the Brave, and today I have a Mr. Brian Holmes as my guest. Hi, Mr. Holmes. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
To start off, could you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I am originally from New Jersey, left New Jersey when I was about 9 years old. My family moved to Southern California, where I stayed until I was in my late 20s. And then I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, where I stayed until this time last year, where I moved to New Mexico. I am 58 years of age. I have 5 children and now being remarried, a total of 14 grandchildren. I love baseball. Baseball is my first love. The Yankees are my team. I'm a Cowboys fan, a miserable Cowboys fan this year. I own my own pest control business. I have owned it for 16 years, and I have been in the pest control industry for 30 years.
I heard you know my friend Mike Brown.
I do.
He's a dear friend of mine.
Yes.
I got like a signed picture of him and a gift card and a hat from his restaurants.
Very nice. Very nice. He's a great guy.
So my first question is, this podcast is about people who help others. I know you have many things going on in your life. How do you strive to help others as you do all your jobs that you do?
I always try to give. I always try to offer a smile, offer a word of encouragement. If it can be monetary, I give that way. But I just always look to give however I can.
You are a very positive person. When do you think you started to understand that being positive really helps people that you come in contact with?
What I notice is that when you talk to people, when you speak to people, the words that you share with them, you can instantly see the impact that it has on them as you're speaking to them. And so it just makes you want to do it more and more.
What is the biggest impact you've had in people's lives, and how do you think you've done that?
The biggest impact? Giving, showing love, caring for others, being a good listener, and just being present when I can be.
Sometimes in your job, you might run into people who are not positive. What do you do to stay positive with the negative people that might be out there?
I listen to what they're saying and try to understand how they got to that place, and then try to offer words of encouragement or just be able to share my perspective. Obviously, you can't change everyone's thinking, but I never want to go negative to negative because that does not turn into a positive.
It's just more negative.
Just more negative.
Not everybody has the same opinions. People are different. Do you ever think how your positivity brings people together? If so, how do you think that works?
I think when you surround yourself with like-minded people, and I think that sometimes people that have a negative perspective is because of their previous experiences in their life. And when you can show them something different, because most people are looking for something different, then it allows them to move out of the place that they were in and then be able to come more to a positive side, and then just try to reinforce that relationship with them, because normally those people, they say misery loves company. So normally those people are hanging around with other people that think that way. So you have to make sure you stay in contact with them and continue to encourage and support them.
What are the long-term goals that you can, in terms of what you can do for other people?
So one of my biggest goals, I'm a man that believes in God, and the Bible says that we are to leave an inheritance for our seed. So for me, that means my grandchildren. So one of my main focuses is to make sure that I leave something for my grandchildren. And if that's wisdom, if that's knowledge, if that's monetarily, whatever it is, I want to plant something that's going to grow, that's going to benefit them in their future.
I always ask this question on my podcast. Who do you think is someone positive that should be on my podcast in the future?
Woo, my wife. She was working. Come over here. She was helping her grandmother, but she's amazing. She's helping her grandmother on her grandmother. Nick, this is Taryn. I call her Janae. That's her middle name. And this is Nick.
Good to meet you, Nick.
But I also have a friend. His name is Robin Reed. That would be good. But this one right here, she's pretty positive too, man.
Thank you for all that you do for other people. It's important that you remain positive. And thank you for being on my podcast, Brian.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for allowing me to be.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.